Hi, I'm Sue Bowler from Bapia, and today I'm going to show you how to make precision bubbles using a 260 balloon. So we're going to use a hand pump and we're going to inflate the balloon. Now, subject to how many precision bubbles you want to make will determine how much you want to inflate the balloon. I'm just going to show you just a little chain of bubbles to start with. So I'm just going to inflate my balloon. I've put 4 pumps in there, and the thing that you need to do now is make sure that you release the tension from the balloon. Otherwise, what you'll find is that the more you twist it, it's likely to pop. So let a good puff of air out, making the balloon much softer, and then we're just going to knot it and just pull on the knot a little bit just to make sure it's nice and secure. So what I like to do is I make my first bubble, and I'm going to try and make them nice and round. So I'm just going to pinch my finger onto there and twist it 1, 2, 3 times. I'm going to hold the twist, and then I'm going to use my fingers and I'm going to position that bubble between my second and my third finger so it locks into position. So whilst ever I'm holding this bubble and this part of the balloon, I won't lose my bubbles. The problem that some people do is that they let go of one end and then they all unravel. So we're now going to make a continuous chain. So now I have to try and gauge the size, and I'm just going to pinch that balloon. Now, you have to make a decision of which way you're going to twist the balloon. I've learnt to twist the balloon towards my body, and by doing that you never twist in the opposite direction. Again, if you twist in different directions, you will actually unravel your bubbles. So here we go. So 1, 2, 3, squeeze the next one. 1, 2, 3, squeeze the balloon. 1, 2, 3. Now the balloon here now has become very tight because I've been pushing into it. So I want to release a little bit of tension from that balloon. So I'm going to squeeze it, remove the tension. So now when I twist it, it's nice and soft again. 1, 2, 3, squeeze and twist. 1, 2, 3. And we can just keep on making the bubbles until we've made as many as we want. We can use these bubbles to add details to our designs. Okay. Keep squeezing. Keep squeezing. And now, as long as I'm holding this bubble and this bubble, you can see that I've got a continuous chain. And then I need to connect these into my design. I connect from here and into here. Whilst I'm holding them, if I want to, I can just twist those two together, and that will stop them from unraveling. So there you go, precision bubbles. So now I'm going to show you how to turn your precision bubbles into a 6-petal flower. So I'm going to take a 260 and inflate it like I did before. We don't need to overinflate it, but we do need enough inflation to be able to make we're going to make 12 bubbles. But first of all, I'm going to release a lot of tension out of the balloon to make sure that the balloon is nice and soft to work with. I'm going to knot it. I'm going to hold that knot and pull from below it so we don't create any friction on the knot. So this time we have to be really accurate on the size of our bubbles. So I'm going to make my first bubble and I'm going to lock it between my 2 fingers. And now I'm just going to make another 11 bubbles. And I'm just going to keep an eye on those to make sure that they remain the same throughout. So there we go, 3. Make that one just a tiny bit bigger. Just take a little bit of tension out of the balloon as we go. 4. Squeeze, 5, bit of squeeze, 6, 7. Balloon's getting nice and tight again now. A bit big, that one. I'm just untwisting it. 7. Squeeze it. 8. Squeeze. 9. 10, 11, and 12. Okay, so now I've made my 12 bubbles. I'm going to connect those two together just by wrapping the neck in with that last twist. I'm just going to use my scissors, remove the air and knot that nice and tight. Give that a couple of knots, cut off the excess. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to twist that into a square. So can you see there? I'm going to twist that there. So I've used 4 bubbles. I'm going to make another 4 together. And so I've created this chain like so. Now what I want to do is bring the edges together and create another twist. I'm going to take that, and I'm going to twist those together there. Give it a good twist in. And I'm then going to do the same with these ones here. So I'm going to push down. Can you see? Push down here and twist it. And do the same here. So you're pushing down between those two. At the moment, these are quite disconnected from the rest. So I need to squeeze those together and twist them so we've got one central point. So as I'm squeezing them, I'm sort of twisting them and pulling them apart so I don't create any additional friction. So now all I need to do is take those bubbles and position them so that they all sit correctly. I'll bring that one round to the middle. There's quite a lot of tension in this, so it does take a little bit of work. Slightly proud, it needs to be twisted in that a little bit more. Okay. Alright, so now I'm just going to take the tip of a 260. I'm just going to pull on the tip. That always stretches it and allows it to inflate a little bit easier from the rest of the balloon. And we're just going to make a little bubble, tie that bubble off. Hold the centre of the balloon and pull that into position, and you have a little 6-petal flower, which is made from 12 precision bubbles. So now you've taken one technique and you've turned it into another.